Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Luigi's Mansion. At the end of the last episode, we finished up area 1 of the game and actually took down the very first boss and captured the very first 3 portrait ghosts. And in this episode, we are going to go ahead and head back over to the mansion where we will be able to start up area 2 now that we have the key in order to access it. So let's get started. Alright, so we have now arrived back at the mansion. Looks like Toad is happy as can be since we have last cheered him up last time we were here. Of course, we can go ahead and save if we choose to there, but not really necessary at this time. As you can see, this entire section that we have already cleared out is still lit up, but now all there is to do is use that key that was coincidentally shaped as a heart to access the next door. And this door directly in front of us lets us access the second area of the game. So let's go ahead and unlock it. Alright, so that key has the power to magically make those vines disappear that were stopping us from going through this thing. Let's go ahead and insert the key and open the door. Very creepy. I always love it. So we have now entered the next section of the mansion. As you can see, we have a lot more darkness ahead of us. That means we have a lot more to clear out in terms of ghosts. So we're going to go ahead and get started with the first section. So now, as you can see, we have these ghosts that are kind of hanging from the ceiling. I can't remember those guys' names, but they can get kind of annoying. They will throw bombs at you if you are not careful. We haven't really ran into them yet. So this is kind of the first appearance of them. As you can see, if you open up the map of the mansion, you will see that there are a ton of more areas and rooms to explore. Of course, they are all darkened, so we're going to have to go ahead and light them up by, once again, using our Poltergust 3000 that we have acquired previously in order to suck up all of the spirits in the house. There's another poison mushroom. I can't remember if I explained this before, but as you can see, we actually got hit by it. Luigi will shrink down to mini size if he does get hit by it. He does this little funny thing where he calls out in a very shrieky miniature voice. So kind of funny how that happens. But first things first, this is actually not a required part of the main story right now to go in here. But we're going to go ahead and head into this door here in the basement, because we actually have one of the collectibles that we are going to find inside of this breaker room. So this room, like I said, we can't do anything with this yet. We can't even light it up actually now, even though it is accessible. But there's only one thing to do, and that is to nudge this table right here in the corner. And we will find a speedy spirit. And of course, I was not able to get the lights shined on him right away, so this is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Yeah, these guys can be a little hard if you do not immediately get them stunned in the flashlight as soon as they spawn. Not impossible, but it is a lot more challenging to get them, to get them stunned long enough in order to capture them. So we just want to make sure we get them cornered. The strategy I like to use is trying to corner them, and of course get as close to them as possible, because obviously if you are, oh, that was close, you will be able to stun them for a much longer period of time the closer you are. So let's see what we can do here. I hope I don't screw this up. I'm going to have to kind of pace myself here, and we failed. We'll have to restart. Alright, so this is going to be another attempt in order to catch this speedy spirit, since we lost it the first time, unfortunately. So we're going to go ahead and get this table another nudge. And we're going to activate the speedy spirit. Let's see if we can grab him. And he is ours. And as you can see, he has not only released a bunch of golden coins, but he has actually released the first blue stone. So that is the third of the 3 colored stones that we are going to be collecting throughout the mansion. And I can't remember if I mentioned this in the previous episode, but there are a total of 10 of each of the different colored stones. So as you know, we have 1 of each of them, if you're paying attention to the counter. Yeah, this breaker switch, we can't do anything with that yet. It's kind of there as a foreshadowing purpose, and we will be able to come back down here much later. But for now, we're going to go ahead and leave. But yeah, like I was saying, the 3 colored stones, we have 1 of each of them, so there's 9 more total of each colored stone to collect. So we are very much not even close to getting all of the collectibles in this game. And of course, we still have all the rest of the speedy spirits. We have 3 of them now, and we have 1 gold mouse, and there are a ton more of those to collect as well. But for now, we are going to go ahead and explore some more of the mansion, because we have some more portrait ghosts that we need to take care of. So we're actually gonna go ahead and move in this direction. We actually are only able to access a few different rooms at this current time on this floor. We're gonna go ahead and enter the only door that we can really go into right now, since everything else seems to be locked at the moment. Get rid of these annoying guys on the ceiling. I just kind of call them the ceiling ghosts, so I guess I'll kind of refer to them as that for now. But yeah, as you can see, this is the only door that is open to us. It is not even locked. So we can go right inside, and as you can see, we're in a bathroom. And now we have some new type of ghosts here. These guys are going to essentially try to choke us out if we give them the opportunity. Pretty much, you just want to repeatedly mash the control stick around, and you will be able to break free of their little strangle attack. They only have 10 HP, so not too hard to take down otherwise. And what is this?
Hey, looks like you've run into a bit of trouble there. Maybe you need more training. There are some ghosts who will try to grab and hold you. When that happens, try moving your control stick back and forth to shake them off.
Like I just said.
It's the age-old struggle for survival, my boy. Don't lose heart, Luigi.
Alright, so Professor Egad coming in clutch there, letting us know something that I have already said. But again, that's why he's there. He's essentially the tutorial character of this game, so he will obviously give you a lot of helpful advice and tips and tricks in order to get what you need to get done. As you can see, a key has spawned on top of this little shelf here, so we're going to go ahead and see if we can get that sucked up in the poltergust long enough for us to grab it. And as you can see on the map, it is actually located, the locked door is located that we need to use that key for right down the hallway. So let's go ahead and head right over there. I just want to avoid this annoying guy. Those guys will kind of pop up in the hallways at random times. They will throw bombs at you as well. Just want to kind of avoid them as much as you can. But for now, we have now entered the ballroom. So this is where we are going to encounter the Shy Guy spirits. So these guys are probably one of my favorite ghosts in the game. As you can see, they are a little bit unconventional compared to some of the other spirits we've seen so far. What you want to do is, you actually have to suck up their mask in order to even capture them in the Poltergust 3000. You cannot just simply shine your light right away. You have to take off the mask, then shine the light, and then of course you can suck them right up. They will normally be dancing around in like pairs, so it's kind of cool to see them kind of dancing around their little pitchforks. They're kind of scary with their pitchforks and everything and their masks, but they're kind of cute at the same time because they're kind of like little shy. I mean, literally, they are shy guys. Like, they are the Shy Guy enemies of this game. Again, very unconventional, but again, we are in a haunted mansion this time around, so it makes sense. So they would take place in spirit form, and they would show up in spirit form. So simple enough. We just want to go ahead and take out the rest of them. I hate to, I like how that one just fell down face first. I don't think I've ever seen that before, or at least not really noticed it much. But we'll go ahead and take care of this guy, and then we can take care of that last pair over there, because we're still not done with this room after we clear these Shy Guys up. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and take care of these last two. And if you can try to get two at one. It is a little bit challenging, not impossible, but it makes this a lot easier and a lot quicker to get through. But this is the last one, so we're going to go ahead and take care of this guy, and you would think that that would be enough, right? I mean, the room is so dark, but whoa, what do we have here? Well, there's a gold bar and a chandelier there. We have another portrait ghost, but it is two. It's a 2-for-1 deal here. This is the dancing couple. I cannot remember what their names are. I'm sure that'll tell us. I don't think this gent can even see us. And this guy's heart. So, you can see me? Well, that may be, but you will never find my weakness. So, yeah, this is the dancing couple portrait ghost. So what we want to do in order to activate their weakness is you just simply want to get on their little podium here, and once they do that little move where they expose their bodies, essentially, is when you want to flash your light on them in order to suck them up. And boom, right there it is. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get these guys in one go, because of course we are going for all golden frames on these portrait ghosts in the game. Let's see how we do. Come on, baby, come on. Yeah, we are, this is the first instance of a double portrait ghost. We will see this a couple other times in the game where you will have essentially two ghosts, or more than one ghost, kind of combined as a single portrait ghost that you have to deposit back into a painting. So, kind of cool how they do that. And, I don't know, I think one of my favorite things of this game is how much personality and character that these ghosts have, especially the portrait ghosts. They really feel like real people that were, I mean, they are based off, I guess, of real people that were living in this mansion at one time before, of course, they died. So it only makes sense that they would look a little bit more realistic compared to some of the other spirits that we see in the game. But as you can see, we have lit up the ballroom. We have a nice little creepy photo there of a guy that we've kind of seen something like that before in another room. But for now, it looks like we've cleaned everything out that there is to clean out here. We have the key for this door here, so let's go ahead and open this. Ooh, another dark room, and we have a bunch of boxes there in the corner. This is the storage room. We have a return of the pink ghost. So these guys are nothing new. We've seen them before. And I actually did not mean to activate that speedy spirit. But yeah, there's actually another speedy spirit located in that chair right there in the corner next to the boxes. I'm going to try my best not to shine a light on him as I take care of some of these other ghosts. I just want to kind of get some of them out of the way. It is important to get some of those ghosts out of your way. That way you can capture the speedy ghost. And of course, I would screw it up there. Alright, so we're going to give this another try. And yeah, like I was saying before, capturing some of these ghosts beforehand, before you tackle the speedy spirit, can be kind of a very strategic move in order to get him. And of course, I would not be able to shine my light on him for the next time. As you can see, we have more red spirits. These are spirits that are similar to the white ones we saw in the bathroom. They're just going to try to strangle us again. But they only have 10 HP, so not too big of a deal. I just want to kind of avoid him. And really just want him to leave me alone so I can focus on the speedy spirit because I don't want to screw it up again. Yeah, it is kind of annoying because you do essentially, if you are trying to get every speedy spirit in the game, you essentially have to save pretty much right before you capture one and then just keep resetting if you fail. Which can get tedious and annoying and frustrating, but for the most part, they're not that hard. It just can be kind of frustrating if you do happen to screw up here and there, because it can happen, and it most likely will, especially if you're playing this for like the first time or something. But we're going to see if we can suck this guy up. I think he's not the last one, hopefully. Good deal. And now we're going to focus our attention on the speedy spirit here, and I'm going to avoid them because, well, I guess we can take care of one of them. Yeah, really, you just want to, again, you want to make sure you do not light the room up, obviously, because you cannot capture the speedy spirit if it is lit up. Kind of goes without saying at this point. But, oh, wow, look at this. Oh, that was so close. Holy cow. Okay. We got the speedy spirit. He dropped a couple gold bars, no colored stones, which is okay. Not all of them will, like I mentioned before. But we're going to go ahead and clear out the rest of the room. Looks like that was the last ghost, and we are done here almost, so... So right now it looks like we have no treasure chest. That's actually the first time I think we've seen that. Kind of weird, huh? So I wonder what we have to do here in order to progress in the game, because we don't have another key, and I don't think we unlocked any doors magically. But if you actually wander over to that mirror, you will see something kind of interesting in the reflection. Looking on this wall, we will see a button that has this, a sign that's saying "Don't push." That's kind of interesting, right? So I guess in typical fashion, we'll do the opposite of what it says and kind of break the rules here by pushing it. All right. It looks like that has opened up something for us to go and explore. So let's go ahead and do just that. Like we have, it looks like some sort of maybe trap door or something sitting here on the floor. I'm not sure what that's going to be used for. Maybe it was used in the past or something. But we have a poster here on the wall that says danger with a creepy looking face on it. That's kind of giving me some nightmares here. What in the world is this? I'm not sure, but as you know, we can pull things off the wall. So if we do that, looks like another button. Let's push it.
Who's there? Who dares disturb our sleep? Oh ho, it's Luigi. Look guys, Luigi's finally here. We're gonna do to you what we did to your brother. Only worse. What's on his back? It's EGAT Poltergeist 3000. Everybody scram!
Alright, so that was interesting. Kind of gave me Luigi a little slight heart attack there.
Luigi, are you okay? That was them. Those were the ones who released all of the ghosts from the paintings in my gallery. Those fiends. I wondered where King Boo and his gang had gone. So, they were hiding in the mansion all along? Thanks for fleshing them out, Luigi. I'm tickled you found them, but perhaps it would be better if you hadn't, well, let every single one escape. Just a thought.
Not really my intention there, Egad.
Ah, well, water under the bridge. Anyway, you should probably come back to the lab for a sec.
Alright, I guess we'll do just that since he's advising us to.
I've been waiting for you, young Luigi. Your brother must have been taken by that gang of boos. Poor feller. Oh, now, don't talk crazy. They're not gonna eat the man. But what became of him, Odd that he hasn't come back. Common theory holds that boos grow in strength when they travel in numbers. They must somehow combine their powers to... Their power will likely overwhelm your brother. If your aim is to save Mario, there's but one way to do it. Capture each boo and slowly weaken the group's power. But boos, as their name implies, like to hide and then jump out to scare people. You've got your work cut out finding them. Hehehe, don't get all down in the mouth, my boy.
That's gross.
That Game Boy Horror I gave you has a secret function.
Really now?
I knew it would come in handy one day, so I developed it secretly. I call it the Boo Radar. The Boo Radar will flash red when something round like a boo is hidden nearby. Use it to search everywhere, Luigi.
Alright.
Alright now, Sonny. Don't go tuckering yourself out. Relax, and just try to get those boos one at a time. The trick is using the control stick and the C-stick together. Don't forget, now, where will you go, Luigi?
Alright, looks like we're going to go ahead and head back to the mansion now that we have that newly installed Boo Radar, or I guess it was there all along and he just never let us know about it. How inconvenient.
Luigi, a boo! There was this big boo flying around here. Be extra careful.
Alright, so Toad is, I guess, seeing some boos as well. But yeah, so we have now essentially activated the Boo Radar, and we can now use it in order to locate all the boos. So the boos are actually going to be one of the main collectibles found in the game. They will appear in every single room that you light up. So what we have to do now is actually go back and backtrack a little bit to all the rooms that we have already cleared out, because as you know, based off of what eGad just told us, we are not done. So boos work a little bit differently than the regular spirits. They only pop out when the lights are on. However, they will be hidden in various objects in each room. So you have to make sure you are searching everything to a T. But the Boo Radar is basically going to allow you to find them a lot easier, because as you see, that light is going to blink a lot faster and more of a red color once you get closer to where they are hiding. This one apparently is hiding in a chair. And it is named Taboo. So each boo is going to have their own name, and they are going to have a different amount of HP, depending on what level of the mansion you are finding them in. This first section is going to, I think, just have boos that have maybe like 50 or 60 HP at most. Some may even have less, I can't remember. So they're not too hard to capture, but there are going to be some later on that are going to have a lot more HP and will take a lot longer and will be a lot more annoying to capture. They will, as you can see there, he kind of flew off into the wall, so they will kind of travel through room to room if you do not capture them in the first go. That's something to keep in mind, so you want to make sure that you are doing the best that you can in order to capture them in that room, because you don't want to play hide and seek too much, because it can get a little bit annoying. And we have another boo named Boolicious here. This is actually a different boo than the one we just encountered, but we went ahead and captured that one, making our first boo.
Mercy, you've already caught your first boo. I've been researching those guys. Well, these boos don't seem to like light much, that's for sure. They do their best to hide in any and under furniture when they're stuck. So then I reckon that means that turning on all the lights in the mansion is the fastest way to find all the boos. Wouldn't you say, youngster? Okay, now send me the boo and all the data you've got.
Alright, so eGad will keep track of your boo count.
Be careful, Luigi.
And I have actually done the liberty of tracking it myself. And you're probably wondering, well, why in the hell would you track it yourself if it literally gives you, and there's the second boo right there.
You were like a leopard on the hunt. Now send me the boo and all the data you got.
Yeah, he'll say something kind of funny each time. Sometimes he repeats the sayings, but it's just kind of funny to see what he says after each boo is captured. But yeah, so I will be tracking each boo in my tracker, as well as the Speedy Spirits and the Gold Mice. You're probably wondering, why the hell would you track the boos if that number is literally given to you right on the screen right there? And that answer is simply just mainly to fill out the panel there that I have. I think just having a Speedy Spirit and a Gold Mouse on one side, or having a Speedy Spirit and Gold Mouse tracker on just one side is kind of plain. And I just kind of wanted to add the boo there just because it makes sense, because it is one of the main collectibles. And yeah, I know the number's there, but I just think it makes sense just to kind of fill out the little spot there. And that may be a dumb reason, but I also kind of like just keeping track of everything that you have to collect in order to 100% the game. So it makes sense just to put it there. But I understand that if anyone thinks that it's kind of pointless, obviously I understand that. But for now, it's okay. So we have finally cleared out the master bedroom for good now, and the study, because we got both of the boos that we unlocked. One funny thing, if you actually search that picture and some of these other pictures in some of these rooms, Luigi will kind of have a funny comment on some of them. By the way, I don't think I showed this off. This is actually Neville and Lydia during their actual life. So that's kind of cool how you see like their human forms there. There will be other portrait ghosts you will find portraits of in the mansion. I think some of the younger spirits will find as well. That's kind of cool how you can kind of see that and kind of compare it to how they look in ghost form, and it's kind of cool. Little extra detail that I think they added that was kind of cool in my opinion. But now we have re-entered the nursery, and we have another boo, of course, to find here. And one thing I forgot to mention is sometimes your tracker will go off, but it'll be a decoy, so you want to keep that in mind. It's Turbo. Very creative. Looks like we're going to get him in one go. Very nice. That makes number 3. We have a lot more left to do.
Fantastic. Way to go, Luigi. Now, okay, now send me the boo and all the data you've got.
Yeah, he'll kind of say the same thing, like I said. But like I was saying, the tracker will sometimes go off, but it'll be a decoy. Sometimes you will get a bomb. Sometimes you will get what is actually takes form of a ball. It'll look like a boo, but it's in ball form. Obviously, those are pretty obviously going to be decoys. If, knowing that a boo doesn't come out, that giveaway, meaning that it's not the actual boo. But you want to make sure that you do not leave the room if that light does continue to blink. Sometimes it'll be a decoy, sometimes it'll be a boo. You want to make sure, especially if you pass up a boo or miss one and it goes into another room, you just want to make sure you scope it all out. Even if you think you've cleared that room out, I would make sure if that tracker or if that blinker does go off that you search that room top to bottom just to make sure and find out where that blinker is trying to get you to go look for. Or trying to get you to go look at. So. But it looks like we have, see there's another decoy right there. There's a bomb. I don't remember if those actually, if you take damage from those, I don't know if I've ever got close enough to allow it. I would assure you do. Or I would assume you do, but I just can't remember for sure. But we still have something to catch here. But it looks like the boo is actually still here because, of course, the boo radar is still going off. And it looks like he is hiding right in that little bookshelf there. And this is Bamboo, and we got him right on the first ghost. Very nice. We have number 4.
Outstanding work. You're like a leopard on the hunt.
I love when he says that. It's just so funny. He's so, I don't know, he just has a way with words. He freaking egad, man. Now we're going to go into the next room and so on and so forth. So yeah, this can get kind of tedious. And I mean, I got to be honest, the backtracking in this game, really isn't that bad. There's a lot of other games I can think of at the top of my head where backtracking is just, especially if you played a game before with a lot of tedious backtracking, you just dread some of those parts that are coming up where you just know it's going to be very annoying and tedious to go back and forth between a section. But in this game, it really isn't that big of a deal. It's kind of cool to kind of go back in some of the other rooms that we've already explored, because I do like some of these rooms, just how they look and how they feel when you're kind of exploring around in them. So I don't really mind it. This is really the only part that gets a little bit tedious. We have Bootha here. It's a little tedious because, yeah, we have to go back in some of the areas we've already explored. It's kind of prolonging the time that we're able to explore new areas and all that good stuff. Not a huge deal because, it really isn't that much to backtrack to do right now.
You've already found 5 boos. You're a boo snaring maniac. I understand you're worried about your brother, young feller. But just take her easy. You have plenty of time still. So try to keep your shirt on.
I'm going to.
Why not go to the washroom and splash some water on your face? You'll feel much better, believe me.
What a weird advice. That's really weird advice, but alright. But he's basically giving us a hint that the washroom is now open. So basically you just need to capture 5 boos, and that will allow you to progress further into the mansion. But we are actually not done yet, because we have one more room to clear out up here. And we want to make sure we get all the boos, of course, because we are going for 100%. Did not mean to go through that door, so I'll go back through it, of course. And we're going to look for our boo. And there's the other decoy. This is the second option of a decoy you can get. It's just a little ball thing with a boo face on it. Kind of cool. You can kind of throw it around a little bit and it'll eventually evaporate or whatever. But we have Game Boo Advance. This is one of my favorite boo names. They can get kind of creative, but as you kind of go through some of the boos, it gets kind of like, I feel like they kind of run out of ideas because there's like 50 of them. And by the time you get to like 10 or 11 or 12, it just feels like the boo names are kind of like, yeah, I don't really care for some of them, but some of them are kind of funny to say out loud, like Goomboy, I can't even say it. Game Boo Advance and all kinds of other funny spins on some of the names they do. So I kind of like that little gimmick, but it's mainly just there for kind of, craps and giggles and everything. So, but obviously if we come out here, there are no boos out here. They will not be outside. As far as I remember, there are no boos located anywhere outside of the mansion. They have to be inside of a room. So that's something to keep in mind. So you do not have to worry about any of those outdoor sections. But it looks like we found another gold bar there. Yeah, like I said, some of these rooms that you've already been in, if you go back into them at various times, they will sometimes have different items in them. So you might find gold bars or other currency that you did not find the first time you were there. So keep that in mind as well. We're going to go ahead and use the mirror warp to get an easier warp back to the main lobby area, because it is now time to progress back through the next section. Now that we have 6 boos, we are now going to travel through the mansion to continue on.